Good morning and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please do hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. I hope that you guys are doing okay on this morning. I know that I am. I always express the importance of hitting the like button because the like button helps to keep the video in the algorithm, okay? So, like, share, subscribe, comment, all of those great things, okay? I wanted to this morning. I wanted to talk about a story that I saw that happened in Millington, okay, and a story that happened in Memphis at a Mexican restaurant, okay, in Millington, Tennessee, which is in Shelby County, okay. Millington is in Shelby County. It's another little city, really, that's just connected to Memphis, but it is Shelby County, okay. Um, a girl, stuck her boyfriend because he was gone too long, okay? And then at a Mexican restaurant, now I was looking at this story last night on Blackwood News was out there. We didn't know what was going on. It was some people that was kind of talking to him about it, okay? But the news is saying a woman pulled up and started popping off inside of the restaurant, okay? I don't know if it ain't no telling what the possibilities was with that. But let's look at this. A woman um stuck her boyfriend who stayed out too long. This is the young girl right here. Her name is Paris Gaddy. It says a woman is accused of attacking her boyfriend with a knife during a argument because he left the apartment for 12 hours, according to the Shelby County Sheriff's Office. Of course, because Millington sits in Shelby County, of course, Millington has a little small police department, but Shelby County mostly patrols in Millington because they mostly patrol in other areas, I guess, other than Memphis, which where they should be patrolling at. Okay. It says that Paris Gaddy, 20 years old, is charged with aggravated assault and her bond is $15,000, which means that she could get out on a $1,500 bond. Okay. Um, it says a little after 6 a.m. Tuesday, a man called the Shelby County Sheriff's Office and told them her son had been stuck by his girlfriend at the Easton apartment homes in Millington, Tennessee. The boyfriend told deputies he left his apartment on Monday at 6 p.m. and returned home around 6 a.m. When he got back, his girlfriend Gaddy was upset that he was gone for so long and they got into an argument. According to officials, the boyfriend said Gaddy grabbed a knife and followed him around aggressively and yelled, "Let me just go on and finish this." Gaddy reportedly chased him around the apartment with the weapon, cutting him on his left arm. The two ended up in the studio room where the boyfriend pushed her into the microphone stand. Records show he was eventually able to take the knife by throwing her to the ground. However, Gaddy told the Shelby County Sheriff's Office a different story. According to her, she grabbed the knife because her boyfriend was holding a weapon. After she cut him, he allegedly threw her to the ground, got up on top of her, and popped her in her face. A witness at the scene also told officials she saw the boyfriend throw Gaddy to the ground and hit her in her face. She provided videos that showed the boyfriend walking around with a gun. He also showed it also showed him throwing Gaddy on the ground, taking the knife and getting on top of her. Deputies say that because Gaddy didn't have any marks or bruises, she was deemed as the primary aggressor. Okay. Gaddy is set to appear in court on Thursday. So she is set to appear in court on Thursday. Her bond is $1,500. Let me see if she's already out. Let's see. Shelby County. Lord child. I tell you, I found this story. Hold on, Pete. She probably already out. No, she's still up in there. She's still there. She was born in 2004. Lord have mercy. And she 116 pounds. So she is thin, frail. Hey, but this could have been a turn into something serious, very serious. I think it's really sad that, I mean, and we see this all of the time where these young girls, because 20 years old, that's still very young. Um, I guess I could pull up, I don't know how old the boyfriend was, but I guess they're saying he pulled out, with him having the weapon and stuff, it was self defense. Um, I don't know. It was self defense. They didn't say that he was arrested, even though he had a weapon. They didn't say that he was arrested. They're saying that she was the aggressor, but they did say that the video actually showed him taking the weapon from her. But if the video didn't show it from the beginning, I get that it probably was showing her as being the aggressor in the video. I don't know, but that could have turned into something, crazy. It definitely could have turned into something real bad. So, I think about how these young people, don't know how to control themselves, because you definitely cannot control anybody. You can't control a man, you cannot control a woman. So if you can't deal with the things that they do, because, staying out, going, leaving home at 6 and coming back at 6 in the morning, we don't know what he was doing. Hey, I don't know what their history is. Evidently, she has an idea of what he was doing, and she was not happy about it. But yet and still, you don't go and grab something, because she could have very well mistakenly, um you know it's stuck him somewhere, right, that could have made him bleed out. His gun could have mistakenly gone off, and I'm sure he would not have been intentionally trying to hurt her, because if he wanted to pop her, he had the weapon in his hand. He could have. He didn't want to do that. So it's like that crazy stuff, that these young people do, right? Especially with a lot of these young ladies getting out of control. If he ain't gonna be with me, he ain't gonna be with nobody. We've been seeing that a lot lately, where a lot, or they go to the girl's house and wanna, they wanna stalk the girl and do something to the girl. And so, I think these young ladies need to be, because she's still a young lady, with all of that rage and anger. The first thing, you don't, the grabbing a knife out of the kitchen should not have been the first thing that came to her mind, and thinking about, let me go ahead and finish this off. So she was mad enough, evidently in her mind she probably had been saying, I'm gonna take him out, I'm gonna take him out. So hey, I really, um hey, I'm glad that it was not as bad as it could have been, because that could have gotten ugly. Okay. But ladies, you cannot control anybody. Okay. If you don't like what they do, it's best to leave. Okay, leave and go get with somebody that's not going to be out 12 hours. Okay, that does not have a history of cheating or something like that. But you definitely can't control nobody, and vice versa, because a lot of these men are going crazy too about women. If she don't ain't gonna be with me, I'm gonna take out the dude and everybody else that she messed with. Hey, when you sitting in jail 10 years later, and you sitting there for life, you go, dog, not unless you just batshit crazy. You go, dog, I don't even, that wasn't even necessary. That anger, people need to learn how to handle their anger. It's a lot of people that don't. They're emotionally unstable. They have emotionally instabilities, and it's just crazy on so many levels. And in Memphis, okay, there was another situation, and I don't know if this was a DV or not, but I was looking at Blackwood News yesterday, right? And when I was on live last night, this kind of he was out there on the scene, and I think this is the scene at Austin P. Um, Yep, this is it, at the margaritas. Okay. Everybody, they was trying to get more information on what happened. They had people coming up to the young man, Blackwood News, um, talking to him about it, but we weren't really able to hear. But according to News Channel 3, let's go back. Let's look at this. Yeah, I can't stand when these commercials come up.
News is first at 10. A man is in surgery tonight following a shooting at a Raleigh restaurant. The glass on the front doors to Margaritas on Austin P Highway was shot out, and the man critically wounded. Police are looking for a woman who sped away in a van. If you have any information, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers.
Okay, so if he, went into surgery, I don't know if he knew who the woman was, but why would she pull up at the margaritas and unload like that in a van? Was he the target? Was it her boyfriend there with another woman? I don't know, but that's just crazy. They're saying that it's a woman that did that. Listen, hey, I know when people talk about my era, hey, there were women that was crazy, but it's just I didn't see women doing the type of stuff that they do now, pulling up at restaurants and letting off rounds and all of that crazy stuff. Like I said, why, unless she's batshit crazy, would she want to pull up at that particular restaurant and let off rounds? Was that man her target? They said he was in critical, he had to go into surgery. So I don't know that maybe they have not been able to speak with him because he may know who it is, right? Maybe they have not been able to get a statement from him because of his condition at this point. So he may be able to fill in the pieces to that puzzle if he wants to. Okay. What, or it could have been she was flipped out and or was fired or something like that and just pulled up to that restaurant and started firing off rounds. But either way it goes, it's crazy. Women don't I doing crazy stuff like that, and it coming from women is very, disappointing, right? Like I said, all of us have had issues in relationships, right? Where we've hollered and screamed and cried and at the very most thrown stuff, or whatever, left, but never get to a point where you're doing things like that. That's insanity. That's absolutely crazy, right? But I found those two stories interesting, especially when I see, and it's happening every single day now. I hope the young man that was in critical at the margaritas at the Mexican restaurant, I hope that he pulls through. I hope that he's in stable condition and he's able to shed some light. Maybe he knows, okay? And the shooting, maybe that she didn't even hit a target, okay? Because I mean, women get crazy. He at the restaurant with that B. I'm going over there and just start shooting into the restaurant. Like I'm saying, people are loco now. I don't care how mad I get now. If you violate me and come to my space, I feel like you're a threat to my person. Of course, I'm gonna take you down because you're a threat to me. But to get mad at somebody and just go firing off rounds, or a man walking to the house, first of all, that ain't, my grandma used to always say, until you are married to a man, he's basically single. He's not yours. And even then, when you get married to them, you cannot control them. They have to want to honor their vows in their marriage, right? And so if you find them not doing that, it's best to go on back down there to the divorce court and get you somebody that will. Because see, I'm one of those ones that feel like people ought to be able to come to part just like they came together. Okay, they ought to be able to part just like they came together. And oftentimes when they part, there's always a little friction. Okay, there's always a little friction because feelings and stuff are hurt, and there's a reason for the departures, right? But you ought to be able to do that with some dignity and get what you're gonna get and go on with your life, right? It ain't no need to be acting like that. Okay, and I don't know when these people gonna understand that you just cannot control somebody. You can't make a grown adult do what you want them to do. The only person that you can control is yourself. And you have to decide, I'm not gonna let nobody treat me like this. Okay, I don't like the way that I feel. I don't like the way that this person is making me feel. Okay. So what I got to do is I got to change the situation, because you can't, the only way that the situation is going to change is if you change yourself and your position in the situation. And that is often to just remove yourself for it. Go ahead, let your feelings be hurt and get over it. If you get away from it, you'll get over it and find you somebody else. But you can't become a mad woman and get yourself all in trouble and start losing everything. You're going to look like a damn lunatic. And oftentimes people have such that they will allow that control demon to run them straight to the prison. Oh no, they ain't gonna do me like that. You can't, you no, he ain't gonna do me like that. So I'm gonna remove myself from that. But instead, what they do is they go and try and cause harm. And once they see that they have lost control or this person is not going to conform, it makes them get more and more desperate, and desperate people do desperate things. It runs them crazy, and they end up popping somebody. And then when you're sitting in jail, you go, oh my God, why the F did I just mess my life up? When all you had to do is go get you another man or another woman. Okay? That's all you got to do. So, like I said, I found that but it's more and more people got mental illnesses. Okay? They have mental illnesses for real, for real. And that control demon is something else. It is. Y'all, you can't control nobody. Say, I can't control. That's the best thing that you can do once you release that desperation. Because we all get mad now, and tap back into your correct senses, that logic, and go, hey, I got to remove myself from this because I don't want to end up hurting this person. So it's best that we part. A lot of times when you go ahead on about your life, that hurts them more than anything. Get you another man. Don't let nobody make you lose your mind and your sanity. It ain't worth it. It's too much, it's too much out there. Everything that you work for, you're going to let somebody, or you trying to achieve all of the dreams that you want, you're going to let somebody that probably their season is up in your life. It probably never should have started. Sometimes we force stuff that never should have been anyways. But you're going to let them take all of that away because you mad because they mistreated you, when you can control how somebody treats you, because you ain't got to be around them. I don't be around people when they have a tendency to talk crazy to folks or think they're going to mistreat me. I don't deal with people that think they're going to mistreat me. I don't have to have them in my environment. That's why I work so hard. I don't need that in my life, and it ain't going to be. So people need to find the goodness in goodbye. Good and bye. You go on about your life, I'm going on about mine. Okay? And you don't have to slander folks' name or anything like that. Just go on about your life. What happened? It wasn't meant to be. That's it. It wasn't meant to be. Because when you get around here and you get to slandering and acting a fool, and somebody that's sane might have an interest in you, they get to listening to you. This bitch crazy. What's she gonna do if it don't work out? She gonna slander me? I got too much to lose to be dealing with a damn fool. So you have to be very meticulous about how you do stuff. People need to stop being so indignant. Okay? Tap into your sanity. And I know sometimes you feel a certain way when you feel like you lost quite a bit of time, but child, it don't matter. You lost some time. Okay, that was a lesson. I'm going to get me with somebody else. This time I'm going to make sure that it's right instead of jumping into, I never understood how people fall in love just based on how good the sex is. A lot of these people ain't in love. They in lust. Okay? Just based on, person ain't got no qualities other than they good in bed. They batshit crazy on meds. Y'all don't even know if these folks on meds. Y'all don't know what kind of family history they got, because mental illness might run in their family. But people are not getting to know folks, and that's because it's a little bit of offness on both ends. Okay, that's why I say people need to start tapping into their sanity and start handling their emotions instead of allowing their emotions to handle them. Okay, it's too many people out there. It's more single people than you would know, and you're around here ruining your life chasing somebody else that don't even want you. What was that the woman said? Never let nobody tell you they don't want you more than once. You can't say you don't want me, and then you know what? I don't know what I was thinking. You think you're gonna come back? No, you told me you didn't want me. You'll never get the opportunity to tell me that again. So I'm on to the next venture. Okay. But anyways, y'all, I found that story Those stories interesting. Ladies, we got to do better, because I know that men already think we crazy, and that's because we're different than them. We think with our emotions. Some of these men are some bunch of bitches too. They think with their emotions too, and they just as crazy. But with women, we can love so hard, and sometimes it ain't really even love, it's just lust. It's easy for us to, I think men are more in tune with their emotions, because they already know when they get with a woman whether they gonna care about her or not. Okay, they're not gonna tell you, but they already know. With us, we fall so deep, and they ain't have to try to trick us, but they will do it. Okay, so but when it happens, hey, the best thing you could do is remove yourself. Okay, you lost a good thing. Trust me, he'll think about it later, but you don't. Some of these women don't give him a chance to miss him. They just act crazy, and he go, "Dog, I was right in what I did to her." No, just go on with your life. Go on with your life. It's too many good men out there. But he ain't gonna want no damn fool in his life. If he got a lot going for himself, he ain't gonna let you come in your emotionally unstable ass come into his life and run him crazy. And then it'd be two damn fools running around on meds. Okay? He ain't gonna do that. But anyways, you guys, I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe if you like to support the channel. You could definitely support the channel via Cash App.